When it comes to the late Ponzi schemer Bernie Madoff, you could truly write a book. Jim Axelrod has been talking to the author who did.
That's him.
For the 12 and a half years between his arrest and his death, Bernie Madoff barely said a word to reporters.
This is handwritten letters that Bernie sent me.
Or so we thought. It turns out he was engaged in extensive correspondence with a journalist named Jim Campbell, 400 pages worth.
Handwritten letters. The vast bulk of 400 pages is emails. I have a chunk, they're single-spaced, they're long, they're full of compulsion to explain, very Nixonian in the need to rationalize and justify his behavior.
Campbell is out with a book, Madoff Talks, which takes us inside the mind of the man who perpetrated the biggest fraud in American financial history.
Did he ever express remorse?
Yes, and it would happen this way. My lawyers tell me I have to express remorse, Jim. I said, here's a victim that you decimated. How do you feel about that? And I said, I really, a tremendous amount of remorse. Please tell her that I say that.
Why didn't he reach out to her himself and say, I'm sorry?
He couldn't do that, really.
His grotesque ego permitted only one sentence of apology to his son Andrew, but allowed him to write letter after letter to a stranger to try to manage his legacy.
You realize that he's writing a guy that he's never met, 6, 7-page single-spaced letters, and he sent a letter to Andy and his fiancée partner, one sentence, I'm so sorry, Dad. Not even love, I'm so sorry, Dad.
That's chilling.
It illuminates a narcissist that is compelled to rationalize what happened. Sometimes he would go, Jim, nobody knows why Madoff did this. And I'd say, Bernie, you're Madoff.
Prison officials refused Campbell's request for a face-to-face visit with Madoff, but he took Madoff's wife Ruth to lunch many times, starting in 2011.
Was Ruth Madoff complicit?
My assessment is she was not complicit, and she did not know about it. I asked her, what did you say after Bernie told you guys? And what is a Ponzi scheme?
And you think that's on the level? You think Ruth Madoff really didn't know what a Ponzi scheme was?
I don't believe that she really understood what was going on, no.
It removes an element of sinister that Bernie has attached to him and just makes Ruth tragic.
It does, and also it's again emanating from Madoff's ego. He could never have admitted to his wife and family that he was running this thing as a criminal enterprise.
Bernie Madoff outlived both his sons. Mark died by suicide on the second anniversary of Madoff's arrest. Andrew died of cancer in 2014.
Andrew would say to me, he killed Mark quickly, he's killing me slowly.
Andrew and his brother had worked for their father in a legitimate billion-dollar market-making business Madoff kept separate from the Ponzi scheme. After Madoff confessed to his sons, they turned him in. Andrew never spoke a word to him again.
Did he have any capacity for introspection?
No, not much. I don't think he had introspection because he's keeping this thing running in his brain every day, complete criminal enterprise. At the same time, he's keeping the legitimate business going. How could a guy do that if he looked inside himself for 2 minutes?
It's the work of a psychopath.
It's the work of a financial psychopath, yes. This is a statement of Bernie's firm and went to his investors each month.
Campbell showed us one of the principal tools of the fraud.
Morgan Stanley, PepsiCo, American Express, Pfizer, Bank of America, Procter & Gamble. This particular client thought that Madoff was investing his or her money in these companies.
Yes.
Was he?
No, it's completely fake. He had complete phony records run off of an old, archaic IBM AS400. And every trade was there faked. But that was just for the regulators and for show.
Campbell says plenty of blame extends well beyond Madoff.
How could the regulators not uncover that?
It's inexcusable. It's gross negligence. It's incompetence.
But at the heart of his story is a criminal mastermind who kept spinning to the end.
He thought that I would set the record straight. And you'll see that the first letter says that, you can help clear up all the misperceptions that are out there.
If that was his calculus, then Bernie Madoff's final investment in Jim Campbell ended up like all the others, worthless.
I say it's not too far of a stretch to say he was a monster. He was a product, as he told me, of the corrupt nature of Wall Street.
So it was somebody else's fault.
Yes, the blame was always shifted to somebody else.